Okay, here we're back up on level ground again now. I'm just looking up Bath Street now, and some interesting properties up there, you know, shops, but we'll come back to that maybe another day whenever we go shopping up the main street and discuss some of the shops and things like that. So if we sort of start to walk down into an area that I never knew what to call that area. You come down the steps. I'm looking on the map today before I went Bath Road, but you come down those steps and there was a big house. I remember that the RAF used as accommodation whenever they were here. But that's about it for me, Hugh. And anyway, you continue with the walk and educate me, okay?
It's known as Bath Road, purely because the town baths were built there. The building's still there. It's now the countryside centre.
Right, okay.
And it was built by Lord Mark Kerr, who was a member of the Antrim family, and pretty well ran Portrush. But Portrush, I think, was his favourite town in the Antrim estate. He married Lord Antrim's daughter, which is how he came into the you might almost say possession of Portrush.
So there's a link here in the names with Mark Street and Kerr Street and
Kerr Street.
That's
right.
That all ties in.
That's right. And he did a lot of good, but he's still remembered, at least I remember him, because he built the bathhouse in the 1830s. He would have constructed that. You could have a bath there.
I'm confused now a wee bit. Okay, so I'm learning to swill up at the blue pool, and then I get older and I can swim in the blue pool. What's the bathhouse? Why would I need a bath if I can swim in the blue pool?
Obviously there were very few houses in the houses that did have baths.
Okay.
Not even Rock Ryan, I would think, had a bath. It might have, but in the bathhouse, you could have saltwater baths, hot and cold. Water was raised from the sea. You could have freshwater baths. It was quite a setup, actually. The mechanism, I remember seeing a description of it in an engineering journal.
Oh.
And it was looked upon with some awe, you know, the method of raising the water to the bath. Local people made use of it. In around about 1850, it was absorbed, 1850, yeah, I'm right. It was absorbed into the northern counties.
All right, that was a connection there then.
And it became the bathhouse really for the northern counties. Eventually, it became the stables.
Oh.
After the stables, it became a garage. Obviously, as the motor car came in, it was a garage for the people staying in the northern counties. Interesting, during the Second World War, it was taken over by the military. And the Americans in particular are remembered there. And let's face it, the Americans are remembered most of all, best of all in Portrush. And the Americans had a cookhouse there.
Oh.
And there was a tall chimney, actually, at the back, which was taken down not so many years ago. But I remember a lady telling me how going to school one day, they peeped in through the windows of the building.
Yes.
And it was laid out as a canteen. And there were the tables, and there were the knives and forks, all laid out beautifully. And beside each plate was a peach. And of course, wartime, kids had never seen a peach before, didn't know what it was. And that was a place of great awe.
Just across the road from that, there's quite an old house. And I always thought that house was basically the gardener's house. But I don't think it was, you told me.
No, I think it's actually known as the... what was it? Sorry, I've forgotten the name now. But no, it was the manager of the bathhouse. What was it known as Bath Lodge or something like that?
I see.
That name might even be up somewhere. But no, it was originally the house for the manager, who looked after the baths, etc.
And just before we leave there and proceed along Lansdowne Road or that area, and you look up to your left over the beautiful basalt wall, you see these lawns and things. You're looking up towards the counties.
Yes.
Now, we had a discussion a little while ago, and I referred to it as Antrim Gardens. I don't think you were best pleased whenever I said about Antrim Gardens. You said, it's not Antrim Gardens. Go on, tell me again.
That was originally the gardens, tennis courts, cricket pitch even, and the vegetable garden for the northern counties across the road. It was always known to us as the Counties Green. Okay. In fact, one of the daring deeds of my
careful now.
Very early days was to get in, climb over one side, run across, and get out the other side before you were caught by somebody. But when the urban council took it over in, I think it was 1973, they took it over and applied the name Antrim Gardens to it, which was really the name of the houses that were built along one side. Okay. It was never known in my days as Antrim Gardens. Right. It was always the Counties Green.
Okay. Right, Hugh. A lot to think about there. I'm going to take a break before we move along, okay?